Let's move on, get you one more market view, a market voice and some thoughts on what's been going on. Parag Parikh joins in and he's been looking at this market for many, many years now. Mr. Parikh, thanks so much for taking out the time. It's not exactly been a great year for the market, and August has been particularly bad where, you know, the bulls have really been tested here. What's your call on the market right now?
Yeah, so if you are a good investor, if you are a value investor, if you are really looking at getting good investments at good prices, then it's only bad times which offer you good opportunities in the markets, you know. So, if you ask me, I'm pretty happy with at least I'm able to put my money into good stocks.
Okay, that's a fair point. But you know, Mr. Parikh, there's been so much of negative news coming in, sovereign debt issues, US downgrade, this, that, local issues. But do you think it's all well priced in with the Nifty actually testing 4,800, 4,700? Is it all in the price now?
No, you see, I'll tell you, it's not that all of a sudden these bad news have just come in. Now, if you look at the S&P downgrade, this thing of the US, now USA was definitely running a big deficit. They've been always borrowing and spending. Now, is it something new? I think it's been happening since last decade, you know. But all of a sudden this thing, now this created a lot of fear in the markets, you know, and a downgrade. Now, how can you even downgrade US when USA can print its own dollars and pay off? Can it ever default on that?
Parag, morning. How are you tracking fund flows this year? You know, it's been quite mixed. Going forward, what's the kind of trend do you expect in the FI data in Indian markets?
No, you see, you know, we lay a lot of stress on the FIs because those are the guys who bring in big money. Now, it is very wrong to assume that if they come in over here, it's hot money which is coming in. They want to make money and get out of it. So, you know, we always celebrate when they are coming into the markets, and when they go, you know, we cry flow. And now there's no need to worry about it, you know, because good investors will always stay invested, and I doubt, I have no two doubts that the India story is over. I think it's just the beginning. But as far as the markets are concerned, you are going to see a lot of ups and downs because of volatility, because today, because of the use of technology, money flows across nations at the click of a button. The stock prices change at the click of a button. So you're going to see all these ups and downs, but ultimately that doesn't mean that things are going to be bad forever.
Well, auto is clearly taking it away right now. Auto index itself is up 1%. All the top three gainers on the index are from the auto space. Maruti up 2.5%, Tata Motors up 2%, Bajaj Auto up about 1% or so. So that's a sector which has done quite well. Parag, you know, let's talk about earnings because that's something which is at risk. A lot of analysts have been talking about just about 10 to 11% growth. Would you be that bearish on earnings, or would you say that earnings should be fine in FY12 and FY13?
You may have some for a couple of quarters. Maybe the earnings growth are going down, some figures are negative, some figures are positive. But can we expect every time the growth to be just going up and up? You're going to have some breaks and all. So I don't think that if we are looking at long term, 5 years, 10 years down the line, I think we should be bothered about these short term blips. Because can anybody really know from these blips that is it going to be the trend which is going to continue? It's so difficult to know about that.
Okay, so your point is taken, sir. I mean, you've got a longer term positive view on the market. So what are the good buy themes, buy areas where the risk reward will hopefully work in your favor in the next perhaps couple of months or the next 1 or 2 years?
No, I'll tell you, I come from the school of thought of value investing, and which they're saying not many people would follow because it is something which is really difficult and it requires a lot of patience. So what I'm trying to tell you is that even in a market like this, there are so many opportunities in certain stocks which have been beaten down, but the fundamentals of those companies are still there, and I think that is where the values emerge. Not because the stock price from 1000 has gone down to 600, that's why value is there. You got to look at the fundamentals of the business, the fundamentals of the people who are running that business. There are a whole lot of other factors which you have to see in a business, and when that business is available at a good price, I think that's where the values are known to be emerging.
Okay, fair enough. So can you share any of these ideas with us, something which you've come across where you think there is good value, there is sound management quality, and that you can, put your money on it?
They're saying even in a sector, there could be certain companies. They think the sector may be doing badly, but there could be certain companies which are in a better position to exploit the current situation. For example, I don't like infrastructure because it requires huge amount of capital, then the gestation period is too long. But in that infrastructure space, there is a company like Noida Toll Bridge, where all the capital expenditure, everything has been done, the banks are being paid off slowly. Now the company has started making profits, it's been paying off its creditors, and the toll bridge is working at 50% capacity utilization. And the book value is 23 rupees and it's available somewhere around 24 rupees. Now, these are the type of stocks which they're saying, I believe that these are the good values even in a market like this.
Parag, what about consumption? That's a story which is doing the round in the market. But aren't some of these stocks which are called urban in nature, aren't it a bit too expensive at these prices?
Yes, in some of these sectors, I don't know of the stocks which you have mentioned, but maybe in that also, if the fundamentals remain the same, if the profits are going up but the prices are going down, then the values are definitely emerging, It's not that the stock which I know are good values, because it's not humanly possible for me to track the 7,000 stocks listed on the stock exchanges. So there could be definitely values all around, But then when you look at values, then you have to be looking at, okay, this is the time, these bad times could continue for a longer period of time. But if you have bought a value, you have a conviction of staying invested, rather than getting out at the slightest hint of some stock prices crashing or anything like that.
Alright Parag, thanks so much for joining us. That's Parag Parikh's view this morning, which actually is panning out quite decently. Almost 5,000 is back on the index. Let's take a break. On the other